Okay, folks, I've completed the pre-commercial thin on this one small area that I put in the other video, the before. And I wanted to make one point fairly clear. A pre-commercial thin is only to be used in stands that are too thick to be grown to commercial harvest. In other words, natural pine stands normally have anywhere from 1,000, 2,000 stems per acre. They can be incredibly thick. This is a different case. In this particular area, it's a planted stand. We didn't have a lot of natural seeding in this particular part of the stand. We did in another part of the stand. But in this particular part of the stand, the reason we're doing the pre-commercial thinning is because we only have 8 acres of this timber type. It's 10-year-old planted loblolly pine, second generation. And basically, when you've only got 8 acres and you're as far back in from the road as we are, we're over half a mile from the paved road. It's really difficult to get anybody to come in on 8 acres to do a thinning. Now, if you happen to catch the logger that's already in here cutting the neighbor's property or something like that, yes, you might be able to do it, but we can't plan on might. We have to plan on what we know. And what we know is the chances are slim for us getting this thing thinned in 5 years when we would normally do a commercial thinning. So normally on a stand like this, you would wait 5 years till it's about 15, and really it depends on the soil type and where you're located in the south. Generally as early as 12 years old if it's a really good site and you've got a good market, but possibly as late as 18 years old if you got bad markets and it's a poor site quality, so it's not going to grow the timber as fast. So generally you're looking at somewhere between 12 and 18, but usually in this area it's 14, 15 years old. So the problem is that in 5 years we know we're not going to be able to get this commercially thinned. So what we're doing is we're doing this pre-commercial thin to remove the low quality stuff, the stuff we know is not going to grow into a log. And why is that important? Well, because for timber that's sold for plywood or for logs, you're looking at somewhere $22 to $25 a ton. For chip and saw, which is small saw logs, it's about $15 a ton in this area, and last time we sold anyway. And for pine pulpwood, it's roughly in the neighborhood of $6 to $7 a ton. So if you can push these product classes up and concentrate your growth on your higher quality trees, then that means you got more high quality end product when you do your final harvest. And literally 3 times or more the same price for the same volume, 3 times the price. So that's why we're trying to push the remaining trees into higher product classes. And the way you do that is you take out the junk and allows all of the nutrient, sunlight, moisture to go to your higher quality trees. So I've been through here and you can see that I've been dropping some trees. You'll notice a lot of these are what is normally called hinge cut, and that's really not something you have to do, but I like doing it because, and what a hinge cutting is obviously, you can see it right there. Basically, you don't cut all the way through the tree, and so there's nutrients and moisture still able to go through that one small section right there, and it will keep this tree alive a year or so. Some won't survive that long, but bottom line is this is creating natural brush habitat for rabbits and such, and so there's really no reason not to do that. So I've been doing that. Now, if we hadn't just burned, that would be a bad thing, because if you were about to burn this stand, you don't want hot spots like this of high fuel volume. But by the time we burn this again in 3 years, these trees will have died and they won't be causing a problem. But you can see out through there where I've taken out a number of trees. I've still got to go through this section right here. And also occasionally I will leave a hardwood. That was a clump of sweet gum right there, and I left the best one Well, why would you do that? Well, those are stump sprouts off of a stump that was cut in the harvest when this was cut 10 years ago or so. And the hardwood market, there's a big hole right here. And the hardwood market is such that it's bringing about the same for hardwood pulpwood. I think we got 14 or 15, no, we got 15 a ton for hardwood pulpwood. And we were getting 17 a ton, 16 to 17 a ton, somewhere in that neighborhood, if I can remember correctly, for our pine chipping saw, which is small saw timber. So bottom line is, leaving a few hardwoods scattered through here is not gonna be a big problem. You know, it could get us a few loads of hardwood pulpwood. That's gonna be some, you know, extra income. So anyway, I just wanted to do a quick video on the pre-commercial thinning that we're doing in here, and taking out the low quality stuff with disease, forks, crooked form, stunted, things like that, and leaving the higher quality trees to grow. So stay tuned for more management videos.